come a long ways in a week already. Look at that. Mm.
So, really quick to move the hind end this way, but not so quick to go this way. See, she wants to walk off. You notice I'm on the outer edge. So if you're in a round pen or whatever, stay to the outer edge and we just kind of keep pushing on that hip. Being on the outer edge, we're drawing on that eye, and when she finally, that's enough, that's enough. So when I come down, when I come over, she just looked away, so I wanted to get her looking back. So when I go down this side, what I really want is to see that hind end move over. That shows me she's mentally engaged, and if she's gonna walk away, then she's still got worries. So, but leaving is better than confronting at this point. So I'll be okay with it, but I am working to ask that hind end to disengage. So I'm gonna push on that hind end while drawing that front. Now, I'm gonna push a little heavier. I'm just gonna go to the outer edge. And so here I'm gonna walk right by and push on that hip. And now I'm out to the outer edge again. Just trying. So until we get, see, you notice the nose is out, the shoulder's in. Everything about that says, nope, I'm not into it, and I don't. So I'm just gonna keep walking, and I'm gonna keep pushing. And so as of right now, she's not sure if I'm telling her to go, or maybe she is sure, I don't know. But I'm not telling her to go. I'm pushing on her hip, and I'm asking her to come in. And so she, even behind me now, she doesn't want to come in, so I say, okay, let's go. You gotta go. This is how I say go. This is how I say go. Nope. Left eye. We're talking to the left eye. Come on. Left eye. This is how I say go. So I'm just gonna watch for her to soften up a little bit, so she doesn't, you know, I'd really like to see that nose come in and that hip go out. And so I might throw a little energy towards it. She kind of gives me something good over here. So even though she's not doing it on her own will, she's doing it because of the shape of the pen. I'm gonna make my transition just before she gets there and see if it didn't. So, you stay right there. Okay, so she's not looking at me, so I'm gonna come over here. She's not looking at me, so I'm gonna come over here. Not looking at me, so I'm gonna go deeper. And so as long as I got that pole bent in my direction, there's a chance I can get hind end disengagement. But if she's not thinking towards me, I may not get it. So my hope is to keep her standing still looking at me and get far enough behind her that we get a disengagement. See, that's not even a disengagement. She came towards me and came in from the front with the front end. That's a disengagement. She might get a pet for that. Right? And so I want to work on that. I want to make that really good. So if I walk this way, she's going to go and she's going to get in my way. So I kind of have to walk this way. This is kind of what we talked about this morning. Right? So I want to come over here and make sure I keep that front end over there. and allow my body to push on that hind end. And so, see, she wants to go that way, so I'm going to come here, get back in that left eye. See? So here I'm going to come over here and I'm going to push on that hip. And this, again, it's just a conversation, and I'm using this matter-of-factly so she learns that we can use it, but it's not going to hurt her. When she makes a mistake or doesn't understand, this is going to help clarify things. So I want to push on that hip, automatically pushes her shoulder. And so that's not good. So I want to stop her, keep her in that right eye, and I want to push on that hip until it steps over. Being right close to the fence like that and stepping over, that's a good thing. So I'm going to walk towards the hip. I got the eye. Now she's coming with her front end, which I don't really want her coming to me with her front end. Stay right there. And so I'm going to ask her to stay there. I might flip this up just to tell that shoulder to stay there. All that energy, watch the string, is going right into that shoulder to keep her there. And so I'm going to tell that shoulder to stay, tell that shoulder to stay, tell that shoulder to stay, tell that shoulder to stay. I'm going to tell that shoulder to stay if I even think she's going to lean. Keep that shoulder, keep that shoulder. Good girl. Good girl. Keep that shoulder. Keep that shoulder. Okay, so she's not looking at me, so I'm going to move over. But I want that shoulder to stay. And now I'm being gentle, so and I'm seeing a softening, so I feel pretty comfortable that she's not going to do anything silly. Maybe not now. There we go. And so I want to push on that hip, make sure she turns. Push, push, push. I'm going to talk to her and say, hey, unacceptable. She softened, so I let her be. And so my demeanor is either going to provoke or prevent. So if I can stay soft and quiet and just let her know, I'm just trying to have a conversation. Let's just have a conversation here. And so I want to try and get to 90 degrees off that shoulder without her going anywhere or cutting me off. So I want to try and tell her to stay out there without walking off. That's the hard part. I might put too much, she leaves. Now we're back to stopping that front end. Stopping that hind end from driving forward. Or I don't put enough and she does that and I never get to my 90 degree mark. So I'm going to just keep talking to that that shoulder. I'm almost at 90 degrees. I'll take that hind end at this point. And so notice I'm going this way, so she puts me here, right? Watch what happens when I go this way. Oh, she's going to walk away. Did not expect that. I thought for sure she would. So here I'm going to try and stop her and push on that hip. Stay there. So I want to talk to that hip. Ask it to move over. Now she's thinking over there, so I got to draw that eye just a little bit. Now I'm going to push on the hip. Draw the eye because it's going the wrong way. Push on that hip. Draw the eye because it's going the wrong way. Keep drawing the eye. Keep drawing the eye. Push on the hip. Push on the hip. Draw the eye. I'm going to do both here. Now I don't have any room. Good girl. Now I am beyond 90 degrees, So I want to see good girl. Walk up and pet her for that, even though she's got grumpy ears. Because that was a pleasant disengagement, even though her ears were a little grumpy. But I think she's starting to get the idea that tools in my hands are not, right? So I want to talk to that hind end from this side. And then I want to talk to the hind end from this side. Now she wants to leave, so I want to stop her. Left eye, please. Good girl. But we need the hind end, okay? So I'll keep touching her with it because she was worried about being touched. So I want to kind of show her that, hey, you know what? If I'm going to touch you, this is the kind of touching I'm going to do. It's going to be gentle. It's going to be quiet. It's going to be something you can handle. It's nothing to fear. So here she's saying, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Left eye, please. Thank you very much. So yes, maybe I might be provoking a little bit, but at the same time, this is nothing to worry about. So we have to kind of show her that she's just overreacting to something that doesn't need to happen. And so here, I'm going to try and stop her, because right now my body's pushing. I'm asking her to go. And so I'm going to kind of stop her in that corner. Good girl. Stay put. And I'd really like to be able to get that hind end to move over without her wanting to leave. And so I'm just going to keep working on pushing on that hip. And hopefully she'll move the hip over instead of walking forward. And so I'm going to really monitor, what is she thinking at this time? Like, because she's straying, she's not doing this, her thoughts are not staying the same all the time. And so I have to do something different. When she's thinking away from me, I got to draw. And if she's thinking about walking away, I got to make sure I stop her from going forward. And if she's thinking about cutting through so that I'm not on this side anymore, then I got to put energy into the shoulder to stop her from going that way. But right now, I just want that hind end to move over, and I want mental engagement. Acknowledgement at the moment, she's not even giving me acknowledgement. So obviously won't get mental engagement until she gives, now I might get some mental engagement if that hind end moves without going forward. And so I'm running out of room. Come on. Running out of room to be able to swing my string. I'm going to stay right here and just use more pressure. Now she's going forward, so I want to try and stop that without turning her into the right eye. I really want that hind end to move. So I want to stop that forward movement when I can. Push on that hip. Stop that forward movement. So I'm going to have her move. Like, you want to move? Let's go. You're going to move, and you're going to feel the rope touching every now and then. Nope. Right up, left eye. You're going to feel that rope just kind of rest on your butt, or come up onto your tail, or you're going to, nice and gentle, but she's going to feel it. Because I want to desensitize those thoughts that are stopping her from coming. Let her know that everything she's feeling that is causing the refusal is unwarranted. And so I'm going to try and stop her in that corner again. She's quieting down. Stay right where you are. And so for as long as she'll stay put and look at me, I won't do anything. But if she's not going to look at me, then I gotta put energy into that hip. So we want to increase the potential of acknowledgement. And when we finally get that acknowledgement all the time, then we can work towards mental engagement. She'll start to seek out intention. Good girl. I'll go a little further. I feel a little bit better about her not wanting to walk off because of what I saw in that hind right. So now she's thinking the wrong way. Good girl. Good girl. You can stay right there. Move behind. So she's a little concerned right now. I see the ears laid back, but her eye is very soft. It's not hard, like you know what I mean? So there's concern. Her ears are showing the concern, but I'm not seeing anger in her eyes like before. So I think she's starting to figure things out. And so I'd really like to see that hind end just move over. Good girl. Good girl. And so the more I can do that, and so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to walk right by her and see what she does about me walking by her. So, not a whole lot of hind end disengagement, but she did let me get by and she did fall in with me. So I'm going to kind of set her up over here and I'm going to ask her to stay put, 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 stay put. And so now I'm going to immediately push on the hip and see what she does. Good. Good girl. Forward came a little bit, so she was still driving forward some with them hind feet, but she did move over, so that's pretty good. So here I want to kind of come down, I want to pet her. And so now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, I'm walking. How much forward? Slow down. Slow down. So right now I'm in that right eye, so I got to stay in that right eye when she leaves. And so she's not listening or hearing, so I'm going to kind of throw energy at the hip. And so the energy that's going, when I'm walking in that direction, I'm putting energy into the hip and drawing it back out the forehead so that the energy into the hip is the motivator. The draw back through the eye and the face is the guidance. So I'm going to rub my way down. Make sure I rub all the muscles that'll make her feel good on my way down. I don't want her associating this to bad feelings in any way. So I just want her to feel good about it. Now I don't care for, I see her lips, you know, she's not 100% okay with this. So she's trying to cut me off, so I'm gonna put my energy here. And I'm kind of pushing right about where the girth line is to try and tell her to keep that shoulder over there. And so I'm gonna ask her to yield. Good. Good. And I'm just gonna pet her. Did that make you itchy? Okay. And so now I'm gonna come down this side. Switch hands. So I want her to connect to my hand, but I don't want her to come through, but I do want her to move that hind end over. Move that hind end over. Slow that shoulder down. Slow that shoulder down. Go that way. Go that way. That way. Good girl. Good. Good. Okay. So I'm going to switch sides, see how she does, see how quickly she transitions to that left. So I'm going to slide through this way. So what I'm seeing in the hind end is not ideal. She's bending nicely and traveling through her spine nicely. She's kind of soft and loose, but the hind end isn't going out and away. And so what I'd really like to see is the front end to stay put and the hind end to move. So I'm gonna kind of tap her here. Keep my guard up here so she doesn't try to pass me. There we go. And I'll keep her going. I'll keep her going backwards, just so that forward comes out of her mind. And I'll just keep moving that hind end over while going backwards. And so she's getting angry. So I'm just gonna kind of pet her. And so now I'm going to kind of not ask for backwards. I'm going to not ask for backwards. And just ask for her to move over. Now ask for backwards again. Good. She took a backward step. I'm happy. I want her to understand all those subtleties. Because until she does, then anytime she has question, she's going to go against something that makes her uncomfortable. And for her to go against it, it's confronting. So we don't want that. We want her to understand. And when she understands, this is what you'll get. You'll get a nice calm posture. You know, she'll be happy. So I'm going to try that again. Come over here and stand about 90 degrees to the shoulder. Now she's going forward, so I'm going to try and stop that forward movement. I'm going to push her backwards here. Pay no attention to the dog. So now forward. Forward. And come to me. Backward. 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 Good girl. Good girl. So we haven't seen a lot of aggression today. There was a little bit of kicking out, bolting off, and tossing her head a little bit, but no aggression. I'm gonna try this again. We'll come right in here, and I want keep the face over there. Move the hind end over, please. Forward, 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 forward. So notice my belly's pushing on her face, asking for forward. Up here. All right, so we come over here. don't want me on that side, then we'll do a little bit of moving. Right, so she's not happy about this, and I know she's not happy, and so I don't want to keep it up. But at the same time, I don't want to stop when she's trying to intimidate me. So I'm gonna just keep asking until I notice she stops her antics. Right eye. Top of the right eye. So the antics needs to go away before I stop. Make sure she stays in the right eye. Antics gotta stop. The antics gotta stop. And so each time this is the only punishment she gets for her antics, she won't be so feeling like she needs to fight back. So she's trying harder now. And if she keeps trying, hopefully that's all I have to do. Just waiting for the antics to stop. Once she realizes all she's got to do is stop being goofy and we go back to doing easy stuff, she'll just play along. And I don't like this, but where she is an aggressive horse, I want her to know that I'll make her run all day if she's gonna try to attack me. I'll run her right out of town. Even though we're in the same space, she'll run 20 to 50 miles if she keeps it up. But it's based on her aggression. A horse that's not aggressive, I don't want to do this at all. So she's behaving now, so I'm gonna come over here. She's not looking, so I'm gonna come over here. Good. She's not looking, so I'm gonna come over here. Good. So, if she can figure out it's her antics that's gonna play the role on, what happens and how things go. So, she doesn't really want to allow me down there, so. But I would really like for her to nicely yield that hind end, and then but not try to cut through me. So hip, forward please. Backward please. Backward please. Backward please. Forward please. I'm not asking for forward right now. And the only way she knows that is if she sticks around for the easy stuff. So right now I'm asking her to come to me. My body's over here. Now I'm asking for her to go because I'm pointing directly at her. Now I'm saying go. 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 So now I'm going to ask her to stop. And okay. And the fact that she's barely acknowledging, not giving mental engagement, she doesn't recognize the significance of my body position. So when I work my way down here and I'm facing this way, I'm asking for a backup. Hind end move over and back up. hind end move over and back up. She's going forward, so I'm gonna tell her back, back. Good. And so I don't like doing this either, grabbing with my hand. I'm just gonna kind of stand right in this place and just kind of so I'm gonna try and get her attention. Attention comes from here. She should bend in my direction because this is where my leg would be if I wanted her to bend around it, right? It could be anywhere from here to here. And I might use my heel to say, come on now, bend this body, raise that back up. She's not doing it, so I'm gonna, there we go. Now I'm gonna say, stay out, good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So I'm gonna try and get her thinking of me without, I'll keep my energy here on the shoulder so that, there we go, but don't pass through. So I'm gonna keep a little bit more energy on her face, hopefully. This might push her forward, so I gotta be careful. But if I do this, that'll draw. Draw. Now I'm gonna turn, ask for the backup. Good. Ask her to move over. Move over. Move over. Move over. Move over. So I'm gonna bump her where my leg would be. Then I'm gonna say, come back. Move that hind end. Awesome. Awesome. I'm gonna let her be for a second. If she wants to come over, that's fine. But I wanna let her be. I don't want her. I want to give her a moment and not ask anything of her. If she wants to hang out right next to me, that's fine. Maybe I'll mess with her hair a little bit. Maybe I won't touch her at all. Maybe I'll wipe the bugs off her face, help her out. And so maybe I might come down. Now she wants to stop me from coming down this side. So I'm asking for this backup right now, the way I'm moving. So now I'm going to ask you to move the shoulder over. Move the shoulder over. And I'm going to ask her to come to me and move that hind end out. Good. Good. Okay. Once we get all this stuff working, then we can start moving towards bigger and better stuff like riding and whatnot. Because if she's not willing to do this stuff for you on the ground without fighting you, bad place to be is on her back. That's just not a place where anybody should want to be. Not when she's acting like that. Okay? So here, I'm going to ask you to move the shoulder out. Stop it. Move the hind end. Transition through. Okay, so we're going to do this. Transition through. Move the shoulder over. Keep her face in, move behind. Keep her face out, move her out. Keep her face in, move behind. Transition, move her shoulder over. And then move that hind. And I'm gonna finish right here. That was really good. That can get a whole lot better, but I'm stopping right here because I like that.